We are rolling. Rolling. Keep them doggies rolling.
Postal is a loser, raw hide.
Raw dog.
Raw dog.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gate. Let's love.
Y'all. Whoa.
Just to
9 in the morning and open with
9
raw dog
a.m.
joke.
Just to recap, we have one on our regular podcast feed. We have one more fucking episode of this season of Before the 90 Days.
Of the longest season
We've
ever.
been in this season for, let me look at, my watch says 11 years.
That's
right
true.
now.
I love that someone left us a review, a 5-star review. Thank you. And in the review they said, I was having a really bad day and feeling depressed. And then Poodle said he wanted to kill all the fucking people on this show. And it made me feel better. Am I dark?
You know what, honey? You're dark and I'm dark and that's okay.
And that's okay.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. So dark humor is the only way we're going to get through.
Speaking of, somebody I mentioned this. I've heard the second season's great. Have you watched Dead to Me? I meant to watch the first season. I got
The first
busy.
season's great.
I've heard the second season's good.
People.
Oh no.
I'm in the place of streaming where I can't watch anything that's really dumb, and I can't watch anything that's really important. I have to
agree
have
with that.
somewhere in the middle. Like
if somebody wanted me to watch Handmaid's Tale right now, I'm like, nope.
No, and it's not even.
Can't
It's
go.
not even the. It's how the level of emotion or the level of suspense. I can't even take that stuff. I'm watching Van Helsing on that was on a sci-fi channel, and it's kind of good and it's kind of garbage.
Are you going to switch to The Magicians next?
Oh, that's fantastic.
I've heard that's good, yeah.
No, Van Helsing it's very female empowerment, because it's all women beating the shit out of people. Very violent.
Oh.
If you don't like violence, you won't like it. But it's vampires with a different take, based on a graphic novel.
That's kind of how I felt about Witcher. It's right in the middle of that,
Oh.
and Henry Cavill's hot.
But I watched the first 2 episodes, and I could not continue.
It's okay, but God, he's hot.
He's really hot. I have a problem with that wig, though.
There's something I like. It's like when Legolas put on that blonde, which I'm usually not into blonde. You know what I think it is? I think it's because Interview with a Vampire was one of my first homosexual experiences.
That was part of my sexual awakening.
Ooh. Come at us. Come at us if you realize
when Tom
you were
Cruise
into guys with
bit
long hair.
Brad Pitt, something happened to me.
I
was made anew that day.
That's probably why you're so obsessed with vampires now.
That's one of it.
That's and the Lost Boys.
Oh,
we should do that.
Jason Patrick.
We should do that for a watch along. That'd be
it's
a good
little
one.
Scary. Some people don't like horror.
It did scare me as a kid. Maybe not.
Didn't scare me. It just turned me on as a child. I don't know what that says about me. I was like a 10-year-old boy. I'm like, why are my pants getting tight? To watch Jason Patrick levitating.
Y'all, a lot of you have come at us and
Where are we?
Where are we? And said that you really would enjoy. Even somebody said, I'm an animator. Can I please animate Little Poodle? You know, we're going to workshop it. I'll draft a couple of scripts.
There's a lot to tell about my childhood.
And
there's a lot.
I know some people at Cartoon Network will see what happens. And by happens, I mean nothing.
People's like, who's this? I'm like, this is a fabulous homosexual child.
I don't even remember what I said for Little Poodle.
You just wanted a cartoon of me. It's one of your ideas where you just throw it out and a half-baked idea and expect me to finish it.
But I have good sparks. Some of the time.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all, this is 90 Day Gays presents Gatreon.
Gatreon. This is
the other way. This is Toe.
Episode 3 of season 1.
It's go time.
It's go time. It's go time.
That's a really funny Seinfeld show episode where these three men. Well, you only know it's one at the beginning, but Mr. Mendelbaum is the former fitness expert, and he's like, and he's trying to whip Jerry into shape. He's like, "You got me training lessons with this guy? He's 80 years old." And he's like, "I can lift more than you, Spring Bean." And it's like Kirk Douglas's Kirk Douglas. What's his name? This is riveting. I know.
I'm just enthralled.
He's like, "All right, I think you can lift that over there. It's go time." And he hurts his back, and they have to go. And then they say, "Yeah, you ruined it with all your macho head games."
That's
anyway,
a good story.
If you know the episode, you'll think it's funny. You haven't seen Seinfeld, which is weird.
I have seen. I just haven't seen every single episode.
I think I've seen every episode like at least 4 times.
I've probably seen like collectively 20 episodes of Seinfeld. I enjoyed it, but who knows? I blocked out a lot of my childhood.
That's a childhood I would not like to see an animated something about because they just have a lot of sad moments.
I think Little Maddie would be a great show. It'd be a very joyous cartoon. Kind of like Dora the Explorer, but just with a lot more exploring some shirtless men.
And a lot of wearing your mother's heels.
You
just walk around in your mother's heels.
Oh, Little Maddie would always wear heels and Liz Claiborne apparel. And his day job would be at Dillard's. He'd work at Dillard's in the day. It'd be like today's special. And then every night he would go on adventure. Little Maddie.
I think people would mostly find that uncomfortable.
I think a lot of people would like it. Come at me if you'd like a Little Maddie.
Little Poodle would just go around and insult people.
Yeah.
And say things and say, "My mother says blah, blah, blah."
Little Poodle would have an English accent. The Little Poodle would have to.
All right, y'all.
We're already off the rails. I don't think we have any announcements, so fuck it. Well, I guess we'll say June 1st, y'all. We've got our new tiers.
The Patreon right now is free for everybody.
It's free. It's, this week everything's free.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. So this week, y'all are getting it all for free. We also want to clarify that for the 1 million listeners, we are giving away everything this week. I think some of you thought we were giving away all of our Patreon for the month of May. No, everything is free at the $5 tier, but just free for this week. Everything, Labor of Love, the Patreon, the watch along, all that's to everybody as a thank you for the 1 million downloads. Just want to make that clear.
That's the watch alongs. That's all of our.
So go back and listen to watch
all of
that.
our Present series.
Present series, yes, critically acclaimed. Critically,
it's going into the Criterion Collection next week. I hear.
Critically, one of our old gay friends who lives in Orlando says, "I loved that."
And she writes for her local paper.
She does.
She's a critic.
Her name is Arnold. Anyway, so, but yeah, on June 1st, y'all, we'll be jumping into the 3 tiers of the Patreon. We'll have the $15 tier, the $8
tier called Don't Pull Over.
Don't Pull Over. And then we'll have the $5 tier. If you want to look at all those tier rates, we won't go in it now, but they're all in the show notes. So you can see all about that. But just know if you want to call in and your voice message be a part of the show, that's at the $15 level. So you bi-curious people will get the $8.
Spotlight.
So there you go. All right.
All right, let's go. We're talking about. I hate that song.
It's already going to be this. I don't like it either. No, it's horrible.
Let's talk about Jenny.
Jenny.
Who always reminds me talks like a chicken.
I won't be over Christmas, but I have to see some meat. We love Jenny.
I bet she does talk like a chicken. If a chicken were a woman.
It's true.
Like the chicken lady.
Now, there are some people who don't like Jenny, I've realized.
Really?
Yeah, some people are like, I'm over them.
You know, I get it. Her, like, wide-eyed, like, I'm such a victim, kind of pisses me off. There's more ammunition to come for her in this episode than I remembered.
Yes.
When I did watch the show. But I think I kind of cursorily watched the show at the beginning, guys. It was one of those shows that I watched when I was like 3 vodkas in.
Which means he remembers not a lot
Right.
of it. Because that's when I ask him if we could do things. Hey, Poodle, can we do this? And he goes, yeah. And then,
Sounds like a great idea.
And then later he's like, I don't remember that. And I said, you said yes.
But I got you at 3rd vodka.
I got him at 3rd vodka, y'all.
So Jenny and her daughters are celebrating, and the grandkids. Speaking of, Dominique's got 4 kids. She
does.
banged that shit out.
Bang that shit. They're beautiful children.
They
Beautiful
are.
grand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's the
4
other
kids.
daughter's name? The lesbian daughter? I can't remember her name.
It was going in it. Lisa.
It's not Lisa. But
Tanya.
we love her. We love her.
Tawny.
It's not.
Did you grow up knowing girls named Tawny? I did.
I knew one Tawny.
I need 2. Tawny.
It's a strange
Isn't
name.
it an odd
They
name?
probably
Yeah.
got it from Tawny Katane, who was
Maybe.
in those videos, the redheaded woman who was like shoving her boobs onto a car.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's a good career.
You know who Tawny Katane? She was in Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't she?
Maybe.
Am I making that
Are you
up?
thinking of Tia Carrere?
No. Who cares?
So, anyway. All right. So, it's Annalisa, and then I forget the other one.
No, Dominique. I just said her name.
No, it's Annalisa, the other daughter, actually. Is it Annalisa? I wrote
No,
that.
it's not.
We don't know her name. We're terrible.
Annalisa's a
Oh,
grandchild.
that's a grandchild. You know what? We're gay men. We would remember them if they were hot guys. Let's be honest. Sorry, y'all.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
So
This
you
was
guys
kinda real.
they're
She's
having,
leaving a lot.
Yeah, she's leaving 4 grandkids, her 2 daughters, and she obviously has a good relationship with her grandkids. They all live in the same town. And so I want to pose a question. What if you think about your grandmother, Hazel, and if Hazel had decided at age 60 to go to India and you just went to the airport with her, what would you be thinking about Grandma Hazel?
You know, actually, I have a similar story where that kind of happened, but in a different way. So my Aunt Peggy has 2 daughters, Lolo and then Kelly. Kelly's the one we call Sissy. She's like my sister.
I'm so sorry I asked.
She's the one, basically. She's really smart. She's like real estate mogul, but she's the one that she bought. Y'all, Kelly has money because her husband's a doctor, and well, Kelly doesn't even need a doctor. She's an entrepreneur, self-made woman, so she has good on money, and so she bought an electric car in Oklahoma, and I was like, this is great. Someone's buying an electric car in the middle of Oklahoma. They don't really think about the environment much there. She's like, no, I bought it so that way I can sneak up on people really quietly, and then I air horn them and scare the shit out of them. Y'all, it's true. Cousin Kelly is fun. I love her. Well, anyway.
Where are we?
She got married. Actually, this is her first wedding. She got married years ago in the early 90s to Eric Talifero. Boy, it's all
from the
coming back.
Talifero clan.
Yeah, he ended up cheating on her and she left him a year and a
They're
half
like
later.
the Hatfields and McCoys, y'all,
Exactly.
of this whole thing.
We thought the Mars were
There's
finally
Tara
going to be...
Talifero,
Yeah. They're
Cody Talifero.
That's why Talifero and I said we were cousins because Eric and Kelly were married.
Okay.
Well, he was a piece of shit.
Okay.
But she was just young and in love. And
Yeah.
I think maybe the first guy she ever slept with.
Okay. Let's book
you
report
asked the
this.
story. So anyway,
I actually didn't. I asked you a question. You went off on a story.
she got married, or she was getting married in this beautiful cathedral, Big Bell Baptist Church, and we're all getting ready and doing everything. I was in I was like 8th grade, 7th grade, and we're all getting ready and stuff, and we're thinking, well, where's Grandmama? Because that's what we call my grandma. And like, I don't know, she should be here right now because Grandma Hazel was always early, always on time.
Yo, you know that older person in your family who shows up 30 minutes early for everything?
Everything. Oh, yeah. She was always early. And then would complain that we were all late. And so, anyway, y'all, we're like,
That's
where's
my
Grandma
grandfather
Hazel?
before he died. Showed up an hour early.
So, we're getting worried. the prelude is playing now. People are playing. Most people have seated.
The gay organist is just going to town on trumpet tune.
Yeah, we're all in there ready, sitting there. I'm a usher. I even did my candles and all that. And we're like, where's Grandma? And then suddenly, in like this pink lace dress, we see, y'all, my grandma always had like light blonde, kind of white hair, kind of teased up, like, like a Southern woman who gets hair done once a week. Here comes Grandma Hazel in this like lace pink, kind of probably too fitting dress, walking down the aisle with jet black hair. And she's just swinging her purse, just walking down. I mean, she's got bright red lipstick on, and this is her fucking day.
So she dyed her hair for the occasion.
Jet black. Peggy and Darla were beside themselves, like, oh my God, Mama, because she looked like a whore. She looked like a strumpet. But the way my grandma walked, she kind of would move her hips around, and she literally was just swinging her purse in circles, just like, my God, I'm here. And Kelly's wedding pictures to this day are so black. Darla and Peggy made her go next week and made him wash it out and redo it because it was too dark.
So I guess the answer
it was like
is
that. We thought Grandma Hazel's gone fucking Looney Town.
That's a good answer. So boy, that was a long way to get there. Anyway, I'm
tornado brain.
I would like to do a documentary on if she was still alive. We could tell a great story.
Oh yeah.
So you guys,
her dad died when really young. They went out to the Okies. They went out to the whole Grapes of Wrath thing. They went out to California, and then on the way to California, they got hit by a semi truck, and her dad died when she was like 19, and he was the only one that loved her, and her mother hated her. Ruined the rest of her life. Southern stories ain't sad, y'all.
So Jenny, so they're basically the family.
They gotta think she's crazy.
Yeah, and they're having Christmas early, and it looks very concerning, because they don't know when she's gonna be able to come back. They don't know when they're going to see her again. So there's this concept in the other way, y'all, that's very disturbing for me, and it's this high stakes, I'm leaving everything behind for my fairy tale.
It takes a personality type that I'm still trying to reconcile with because, and look, when I watch the show, and I know you do this too because we've talked about it, I really try to put aside American privilege that the USA is the best country in the world to live in.
No, it's not even that. But
No, but I'm saying we're keeping that in check as we're watching this. But this is, it's not like someone's moving to Australia or England or even parts of South Africa. This is not necessarily
India.
This is
Ecuador.
Ecuador. These are places that
Qatar
are a huge stretch from where their lives are. And Jenny said something that I feel like we could do a documentary on Jenny. It would end sad, y'all. Because there's something
My life's been a real story.
Real roller coaster, but mainly just going down and down and down.
I don't know why our Jenny has a southern accent, but she does.
Yeah. And so, but she says something that I'm like, that's a red, or you might want to process that when she says, I've got this, I have kids here, and I know I'm leaving it all, but when is it my turn?
I wrote that down. When's it my turn?
Y'all.
When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that world above? Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that world. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's where I went.
That's where I went. There's something, I don't know. I don't think that's a healthy thing for someone to say. If you're living your life, look, and as someone who overgave to people in their youth, I definitely had a turn of
You're much better now.
more of when am I taking care of myself, but not this idea of when is it my turn because I've never had a chance in life. It's almost this kind of martyrdom and this, it's not a healthy way to process. We've had people in our lives that have said this to us, and usually, and not to call Jenny, but but usually those people that say that are quite self-absorbed.
Yep.
And so I'm wondering if that's the case with her.
And they think, because the phrase, when's it my turn, think that you think you're owed a turn. And your turn to be more important than anyone else.
And yes.
And I know that's probably not what she's thinking. She's thinking, I've raised these kids, I've been a grandmother.
Yeah, we're
now
not a
I
woman
want to
who's
live.
raised kids, so we don't know.
However, just that phraseology tells you, that's what I'm saying, this fairy tale idea.
Makes your children feel like shit, too. That, like, even though you chose to have children, when you tell in front of your kids, when's it my turn, they feel like that they were never a choice. They were almost like an imposition on you.
Yeah.
It's not a...
It's like when Mother Poodle says,
oh, God.
You should have seen my body before I had children. I was so thin. Big boobs, thin. Everyone looked at me when I would walk in the room.
And you ruined it.
She's like, no, I would never trade it for a second, but you should have seen my body. She is mythologized the way she looked. Now, she was pretty. My mother, she's still pretty. She was a hot girl, though. Not that I'm into girls. And it's weird me refer to my mother as a hot girl. I'm aware, but she was. So, y'all, this kind of fairy tale, and I think all of them have this fairy tale thing.
They do.
Except Laura, who's just out for money, I think, and who wants to just, like, if she could fuck Aladdin. I can't say his name. Aladdin's abs, then she would go through it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. That it was, you're right. We watched this before, kind of like lackadaisical. Just we didn't really pay attention.
Right.
So now that we're paying attention more, it was like, what is? We'll talk to them, about them, but. Laura and Aladdin, I'm still trying to figure them out. We'll talk about them in a bit.
But this kind of fairy tale, y'all, the fairy tale isn't real. Let's say The Notebook's not real. Fairy tales aren't real. Because I will say, fairy tales go wrong.
They go real. Y'all, if you've only watched Disney fairy tales, you might want to read a Grimm's fairy tale.
Check out a Grimm's fairy tale.
That shit got German and dark.
And that shit is to teach moral lessons to children. There's nothing about it that's about dreams.
No.
It's about, don't want too much, kids.
Don't expect a lot in life.
And don't overeat. Otherwise, you'll be thrown in a furnace.
Yep.
Eaten by a witch.
Yep. No, they didn't get saved in that one, y'all.
Nope. Yeah, the Grimm's fairy tales are dark, y'all. We kind of need a little dark fairy tales.
Maybe
dose of reality.
Maybe don't read those to your kids now when there's a pandemic.
No, I want to stay away from that.
Can you see somebody? Tommy, Susie, today I'm going to read you the real story of Cinderella. She died from the Black Plague.
And in fact, when the prince decided her shoe didn't fit, if the foot didn't fit the shoe, he just cut it off.
Yeah, exactly. Just cut her foot off. I think he actually does cut it off.
I can't remember.
It's dark.
The stepsisters cut parts of their feet so they'll fit into it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's really dark. Anyway, so they're taking Grandma to the airport to go to India. And let's talk about Submit. I wrote down Jenny's doing the eat, pray, love, but without eating and praying.
Just love. I can't stop it. I've gone this far. I've got to go through with it.
I think that's part of it. And I want to talk about it when we talk about Corey as well. There's this idea that I've spent all this time, and if I give up now, I'll have failed. So there's this fear of failure along with it too. Y'all, the other way is like a dissertation to be written.
It is.
It's fucked.
It's a lesson in life of y'all and I think we've all done this. I used to do that more of like some business relationship stuff. My gut kept telling me, like I started to get whispers, and then I kept getting signs that, you need to get out of this. This isn't the right thing for you to do. And I waited too long on some things, and then I look back and I'm like, wow, I really fucked myself on that. Then I feel like I wasted time. Don't waste time. I don't care if you've been in a marriage for 10 years and you feel like, well, I put all this time into it. If it's a toxic marriage and there's nothing to salvage, walking away a winner.
I would just say that...
Is that Susie Boggess?
I think it is.
We could go on. I would love a concert of just Susie Boggess and Kathy Mattea with a little bit of Pam Tillis. They should go on tour.
I would want also Pam Tillis and also Martina McBride.
She's too popular still to go on that tour.
Yeah, you're right.
But
just Susie Boggess, Kathy Mattea, Pam Tillis.
And that woman...
Pam Tillis just had a new album.
She did, and that woman who... I don't think she ever came out, but everybody knows she's a total lesbian. Terry.
That's like half of them.
She's like, oh, guys do it all alone.
Oh, what was her name? Terry Clark?
Terry Clark, yes.
Oh, she like wore a cowboy hat.
Her and Winona.
She chawed some butt.
She did. I loved her.
God bless her for it.
Poor her and Winona. I don't know if women can... Shelley Wright, who I love, she came out as a lesbian.
Shelby Wright.
No,
right?
it's Shelley.
Is it Shelby?
You're thinking of the other Shelby, who also
Shelby Lynn.
seems... Shelby Lynn's... I don't think
I
she's a lesbian.
love Shelby Lynn.
Love Shelby Lynn. I love Shelley Wright. Shelley Wright saying that. She's just a single white female.
She's definitely a lesbian because she's
I know, but she got really ostracized in the country music community.
They did. They did kick her out. So y'all submit. Go back to
boy. Gordon said.
Smit.
I don't know because
we're confused about the authentic or American pronunciation of a name.
Because she will say, "I'm going to go see Samit," and I'm like, "What?"
I think that maybe her pronunciation of his name is probably Samit. I think the more appropriate is probably Sumi.
Maybe her voice cracks and she goes, Samit. And she's meaning to say Samit. Yeah, she's going,
oh, God bless Chicken Lady. So he's been lying to his family that he's moving away from them to get a job. For a job. And so... there's a lot of red flags going on here, y'all. If you're completely lying to your family about, and I think this is due to the Indian family unit and how you are beholden to your mother and father.
It's like some
until you were married, and it's the family unit. You don't go against your family, and you're ostracized.
Yes,
yeah.
So here's my kind of issue with this. It's not that he's lying, y'all. I get it. I've counseled like gay teens before that are like, well, I'm going to go do this. And I say, if you need to lie to your parents because they're going to disown you, then that's okay to do right now if you've got to keep yourself safe because somebody else is ignorant. So I get that part. Actually, I'm not even bothered by that as much. It's the fact that he decides, oh, Jenny's coming today, so I'm going to go lie to my parents now and tell them, oh, got a job, like literally like a fucking 6-year-old. So I just want to ask, Poodle, how would you handle this? How would you lie to your parents
and say
you can't get a lot by Mother Poodle?
No, and say
How would you build this web of lies? When would you start? What would be the process for you?
Okay, we would start first. I would start first by saying, I've had a lot of amazing job interviews recently, and the one that wants me so much, unfortunately, is in Mumbai, and I don't want to leave, because Mom and Dad, you're my world. I don't want to leave.
Well done. Now, when would you start this?
Oh, at least a year back.
Oh, a year back?
Yes, far as I could.
Oh, wow.
And then
I was with her for several years.
And then I would make up several other job opportunities that had happened that I had lost.
Oh.
And so they're like, and I don't think I'm going to get the Mumbai job, but it was kind of my dream job, but I just can't leave you guys. And I would keep putting that up there. And then I'd make up one job where I came close. And then I would say, and then there's this job that I could have in the town that's not really paying me that much money, but I guess it's better. If I'm not going to get that Mumbai job, I guess I'll get this one. And then suddenly, I would get that Mumbai job.
Then 2 weeks before, you would say
2 weeks. This is I don't know
person
what
they
to
hired
do.
Didn't work out, and they came back. To me.
I don't know. I don't know if I can leave you guys. What should I do? What are they going to tell me to do? You make it their choice, y'all. That's how you get something in life, y'all.
That's a master.
You basically let people think they've decided something for you.
You should make your own virtual classes, but instead call it Master Ass.
Today on Master Ass, we're going to talk about how to get your parents to believe they came up with an idea for you, but you actually have been gaslighting them for years. Yeah, like, y'all, that is, if you want to know if you're afraid about letting somebody down or having that, let it be like they make the decision for you. That's how you get it down. But you have carefully pulled strings for weeks. You know who's good at this? Mother Poodle.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, she taught me everything I know.
She's a master.
My mother has convinced me to do things just by planting seeds. Y'all, because Mother Poodle's a survivor.
That's why he won't.
She's not going to give up.
That's why we've got to get out of our day jobs eventually on this podcast, hopefully, because Poodle's going to have to go to South Carolina when his mom doesn't want to go into a home because she planted that seed already. You're fucked.
No, she's not going to a home. Yeah, and she's not living with my brother and my sister-in-law either.
Holy shit.
Yep.
My mother used to say, put me in a home in her 40s. And now that she's 70, suddenly that's reversed.
Yep. Suddenly she's going to live with you.
Suddenly she's like, they have guest houses in California, don't they? Could you get mine redone? That's what Brad Pitt did for his makeup artist with the Property Brothers. They redid the whole kitchen. I want granite. Sure, Mom.
Anyway, y'all, so he's
but
there.
There is I just want to say, there is something not firing right about his logic that he is this 30-year-old man that thinks the day of I can go tell my parents. If that is a red flag, how is he going to take care of Jenny?
We've got 3
is he a man-child? Yeah.
Man-children. We have Sumit,
Corey,
and then Friend. Friend, I didn't want to take. I need to cancel all this because I hate all my family here.
Boy, that ended so.
He
good
threw
segue, Poodle.
He threw a tantrum in the car at the
full on.
Yeah, to the point of almost throwing yourself on the floor and going, "Wah!
Yeah,
I hate my life. Everyone hates me. I'm running away." So, y'all,
which is literally at the core of this. He hates his life. He knows he's failed in life. Paul knows he's a loser. And so, yet he is acting like he doesn't want to move to Brazil.
Right.
But a part of him does. So then he doesn't have to face the music.
Right. But he's afraid to leave Mama and the lock of her hair behind. So we're going to talk about that. So he's decided they're going to cancel the flight, going to come back after 30 days with everything. Because
35 years of my life in
because
5
Paul-
pieces of luggage. That's sad.
Paul can't change horses in midstream, y'all. He's
No.
not adaptable.
He's not.
He wasn't raised with the problem-solving skills
No.
and to handle that emotional change.
He literally,
So
like
he
his mom said, he
spirals.
short circuits.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
And he's got a spiral.
doesn't have a coping skill.
And he's got to go. He's got a spiral. Then he has to feel shame.
Uh-huh.
And then when he feels shame, he reluctantly changes his position.
Right.
But he has to feel. He is someone, as Brene Brown talks a lot. He lives in shame cycles.
Oh yeah, it's really bad.
It's because shame is actually meant as a good thing in that it helps regulate societal boundaries and things like that. But with shame for Paul,
personal shame is
personal shame. That is his motivating factor. He won't do something unless he's shamed.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and failure because he's afraid to fail.
Is there an old Kleenex in your couch?
Maybe.
Gross.
Why are you sticking your hand down my couch cushions for?
I don't
It's
know.
disturbing.
I didn't mean to.
Anyway, y'all.
It's like when that guy said, I didn't mean to fist you, but boy, it's just so loose. It went. And I'm like, boy, I finally found something. It's been 10 years. Deeper.
So anyway, how did we get on fisting? So he calls Karini. She
Karini.
immediately accuses him of lying.
She's like, you lie, Paul.
Again.
Lie, Paul. Paul, lie.
It's like right out of a Julia Roberts movie,
he's
their
like,
relationship.
In fact, I think it's time for
Sure,
a
just
scene
don't
in-
touch my leg ever again.
Ooh, let me rub
Stop,
your leg. Oh, wow,
stop.
your skin
Ooh.
is soft.
Your hands feel like my grandmother's. There's so much lotion on them.
It's true.
Y'all, there's nothing more boner killing than a man who reaches across and has such soft, lotiony hands.
They're soft.
Ugh.
My partner likes them.
Blech.
But he's different. Okay. So 90 Day Theater, I will be playing the role of Karini, and Jake will be playing the role of Paul. And sing.
Hey, Karini, I love you. Hey, Karini, love. Guess what?
Where's my stuffed animal?
So, guess what?
Yeah.
Funny story.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story, friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I said I was coming with 5 things for the baby, 5 foot lockers, friend? Cinco, yeah. So it turns out I can only take 2 bags.
Huh?
And so I decided not to come at all.
No.
No.
You lie.
No.
You lie.
No, I listen, I know they only take 2 bags.
No,
2 bags.
lie. Paul. No, lie.
No. To Karini.
No.
Love you. Don't cry. Karini, friend, don't know.
Click.
No, the best is when she kind of said no, and she just flashed the peace sign. He was like, "Oh no, I love you." Just peace sign. I spit out my coffee as I was watching. Oh no, I love you. No, just peace sign. Okay,
She
okay. All right.
is.
Oh, just peace sign. Okay, fine. Talk to you later.
You know, they are perfect for each other.
In the worst way.
In the worst way, but they are perfect for one another.
She's a child. He's a child. And they're raising two children.
Well, they're going to have 2, yeah.
Someone, Mother Pole is probably the worst one to raise the children, but someone should take those kids and give them to Mother Paul.
Yeah, I don't know if Karini's mom...
Probably.
She's dealing with enough with Karini's drunk father who wanders off that they have to hire someone to watch him.
Wanders off.
He literally is like on a leash, y'all.
Oh, y'all, I will say, it's quite fun to talk about these 2 disasters.
Oh, it's enjoyable.
Because there's very little. Oh, I will say, though, something about Paul and Karini. I at least think that they love each other, and I don't feel like we're being snowed like we're being snowed on this actual season of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days.
I do think they love each other.
Because there's not a single couple, with the exception of maybe Avery, who does feel something for Ash. There's rarely few of those couples actually feel anything for one another. I think we were being gaslit almost always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So, y'all, Paul...
Paul ends up, calls the airport. Instead of being a month later, he's able to go back the next
day.
Mary says... Sorry, I can't go with you, Paul, but I'm busy at work.
I got off work yesterday because you failed. So
that was a mother poodle if I've ever seen
Took off work yesterday, but you know what happened then?
You had a complete breakdown because you're an idiot. But you know what? I got you a necklace and a lock of my hair.
So, y'all, there are very few viler things to hand someone than a handful of hair. Although I will say, the first one, she just took it. First time he left, she just took a handful of hair
from her
comb, and it was like sitting there like dead hair with like lice on it.
Y'all come at us and let us know, and we're not judging you yet, but let us know.
Speak for yourself.
Is your family a lock of hair family? Explain it to me.
I think there's a big difference with what she did here is. If you have a lock of hair and you put it in like a little tiny plastic bag or a locket and it can't be touched, so it's like that rose in Beauty and the Beast. So So, like, you can't. Nothing can be like the hair. It's seriously outdated. Most people these days would see hair and go, "Why are you handing me a piece of hair?" Even Karini's like, "What are you doing with my hair?"
We really should do a cabaret called Poodle and the Beast. We really should.
And I would just be like, but then it would end quicker because the first night he fucks me, and then I become a beast too.
It's true. It's true. Just a dick pig. Chip's going, Mommy, what is he
y'all,
doing?
that beast
Don't
was
look, darling. That's called a Dutch door.
that beast was hung.
That beast was hung.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if Belle would have had one night with him, she said, "I don't care what you fucking look like.
She'd be like,
I'll do anything for that D."
Because Gaston, little dick, y'all.
That's the truth.
I mean, it's 2
Even
minutes
LeFou had a bigger one than
Even
Gaston.
LeFou. You know who has the biggest one of all? Lumiere.
His whole head is a dick.
I mean, he's got big dick face.
he could fuck you with his candlestick.
Clocksworth? No.
No.
So I will say that
Cogsworth, not Clocksworth.
Cogsworth, yes. Whatever.
Clocksworth.
So what's gross? More gross, having a lock of hair, or when Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie had a vial of blood in a necklace?
God, that's tough. I think the blood, but at least the blood was in a vial.
In a vial. I actually think
hair.
I actually think.
But the hair is out.
To me, the blood is actually not. It's better than the hair. The hair's out. Hair gets everywhere,
and the hair could like get in your mouth.
Yeah, the blood, you just clean it up.
Like, imagine, like, you're just saying, "Oh," and you're, was that Mama's hair I just had in my mouth?
Y'all, come at us. Somebody do a poll. A vial of blood or hair? Anyway.
Don't.
So, all I want to say at the end of this is that she's crying, and he starts crying.
He starts blubbering.
And this is really where Paul's kind of like,
I don't know what to do.
We get, like, his core beliefs, and he cries literally, again, like a child of, I don't know what to do.
He
I
does.
can't bring her here. I don't have enough money. I'm a fucking loser.
Yep.
And he knows it. And I don't mean that to rub it in his face. I just mean, damn, that's just.
And I think too,
sad.
We're put up against the kind of the injustices of the immigration system in the U.S. and how, and also in other countries too. Like, those people can't come here, so it's a very compelling kind of idea about how a show should work.
Yeah.
But, boy, the idea that someone would just leave everything. I guess you think about Mexican immigrants. They leave their families all the time here.
All the time.
To come and
that's what is interesting about this.
Work.
We're like, why would people do this? But people from other countries do this.
But they do it to work and survive, not for love usually.
But that's that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The privilege, the American privilege
right.
that some people here can think that they can just leave,
yeah.
And it all will work out.
Yeah.
When there's people doing the opposite that don't know if it's going to work out, but they have no choice.
Right. Yep. Shall we move on to another man, baby?
Sure. We're going to talk
Surf Jesus.
We're going to talk about
good.
Surf
We'll
Jesus
take a break.
just right after this little break, y'all. Okay, we can keep going.
Okay. Surf Jesus.
Surf Jesus.
Y'all, Corey's
That's a good
telling
name for
his
him.
parents he's leaving.
Gary and
Hangton.
Linda. Oh, my God. Gary and Linda ran the Lone Grove Ledger. That is, oh, my God.
Is his name really Gary?
Yeah, it's Gary and Linda. Gary, they put me in the paper all the time. They were so sweet. We had
Lone
so
Grove
many
is obviously the Lone Grove Ledger was the small town newspaper.
It was.
Did they have a section just called Happenings?
I think so. They also had
just
like
going on.
Gary's Corner. He would always write about either stuff going on in the town or politics. I think Linda was really, really, really sweet. She was one of those people that when I was a little kid, she was like really pear shape.
Yeah.
And I never said anything to her, but I commented on that to my mother, and my mother shamed me. said. That's where I learned not to comment on women's bodies. Very
Yeah.
young age.
You shouldn't
I
do
was
that.
curious child that would just, kind of like you, we would just say, Mama, why's that big mole on his face?
Yeah.
And we were too old to say that shit.
My mother didn't shame me that way. She would say, well, yeah, but you can't tell her that. She would say, oh, yeah, my mother would say, she's fat as mud. So mud is like, I don't know, somehow fat. She's like, but honey, you can't say that, people.
Oh, my mother wouldn't admit that. She would say, no.
Oh, my mother would come for people behind closed doors.
Anyway.
I was taught honest.
Gary died. Linda moved out of their house. That she lives somewhere by herself
Southern
now.
stories.
He did. He died.
So y'all, he's telling his parents. This is another one. He's telling people. Everyone's telling people their family, their closest family, especially in a Mormon family, the firstborn son, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'm sorry I'm leaving, but I got to go follow my heart to Ecuador to go to Pigtown.
Go to Pig and so his mom is crying, and his dad is raising some good points.
Dad's trying to be proactive here.
These parents are almost too Mormon here.
Yeah. They're trying to be so calm.
Because my dad, Chelsea Marr, would be like, by God, the fuck you are moving to Ecuador, son. How are you going to pay for that?
Yep.
I don't know, Dad. You think I'm going to give you any fucking goddamn money? Your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower. Ecuador's going to rip you to shreds, boy. That's exactly what my father would say to me.
That's kind of a normal response.
That's what they need to hear.
And these parents are so understanding. Although Dad does say, so how are you going to make money? In a really nice way.
It's too nice.
And he's like, yeah, well, the cocktail bar. And another thing, being a Mormon family, owning a cocktail bar, wonder how that discussion went.
Well, and then, again, is the cocktail bar in your name or her name?
No, it's her name because it's Ecuador.
Well, she's on the papers, but I gave the money. Again, my dad said, are you a fucking idiot, son? Did I raise a goddamn imbecile? How come if your name ain't on the contract, son, he who has the gold rules. And right now, you ain't got no gold, and you ruling shit.
Okay.
That is literally what my father would say to me.
You know what? That's kind of fair. All that's fair.
My dad is very sensible.
So
sometimes it's hard love.
Corey's a man-child. Because his parents obviously raised him to be one. Probably totally mama's boy. You can tell because in the next scene, boy, y'all, this is fucking hysterical.
I'm laughing at my dad. He would just send it and say, yeah, you got this from your mother. You need goddamn smart-ass attitude. And that's how he'd end it.
Nice.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's a dark part of your childhood. So they go visit a doctor. And the guy with vaccines, the vaccine expert, and he's like, it's rare that a man over 30 comes with his mother to get vaccines. So, y'all, Corey is horrifically afraid of shots. Needles.
Which is a thing. Phobias are a thing.
It is.
And literally.
It was just funny watching him.
It was funny.
Literally lose his mind.
A part of me wants to be like, get the fuck over it. But I get it. This causes like panic attacks.
Yeah.
It makes people nauseous. But it's just, it would almost be more funny if because there are people who are totally responsible in their lives, fucking CEOs of company.
Right.
And on the whole, though, it usually is men women are not as scared of shots. And
interesting.
Things like this. It usually is men.
Maybe it's some type of idea of being penetrated somehow. Maybe it has some kind of
penetrated, and now I'm aroused.
Maybe it's some kind of Freudian thing about being.
It's pain. Men are not as good at pain as women are.
I believe that.
They're not.
I believe that.
Anyway, but the fact that he's such a fucking man-child and loser in the rest of his life just makes
it
the
makes it
pathetic
worse.
Icing on the pathetic cake.
Yeah, he's. I just
like an angel food cake,
and he's
which
just
is
kind
a
of
pathetic cake
and
to me.
he's kind of lying. And I think this is the one. This represents not that he's unmanly or anything, but this kind of wishy-washiness that Corey has. He'll never give a strong answer. Is what Evelyn. She finds him physically attractive, and she loves that he dotes on her. But she's missing that kind of like Raul character of I'm going to take what I want.
Well, first of all, she comes from a culture where
Patriarchal.
men have machismo, and they're supposed to take charge.
Yep.
But I think it's a deeper level of she doesn't trust him to take care of her
I
at
agree.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Oh, no.
And because Evelyn, we've already talked about this. Evelyn wants all the cake, and she wants to eat all the cake.
I bet, yeah, and I bet
she wants it all.
I bet the business.
I want it all.
I bet she runs the businesses obviously probably decently or
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But she knows because Corey couldn't make a smart business decision if it
Right.
was up his ass.
Yeah. Again, these two could not be worse for one another.
No. No.
Shall we move on to our favorite target?
Jiggy jiggy.
Laura's purple friend is here. Speed Bucky vibrator.
Yeah, it gets one out. Gets one
So
out.
Laura, this is
51. She's
something
from,
that we've talked about. She's from Canada.
She's from Canada but lives in Florida now.
She's retired at 51.
I want to know what Laura did, y'all. Somebody tell me what Laura has done to retire at 51.
Is disability.
And maybe retirement's different too for Canadians though. We don't know.
At 51 though?
Maybe it's normal for Canadians to retire at 50.
But the thing that's not
They don't have to
normal.
worry about healthcare.
The thing that's not normal is you retire at 51, but then don't have any money. That's not normal.
That's not normal.
You should have built up enough after retirement.
Yeah. Clearly,
So
she did not go to Jenny's financial planner who
No.
told her she was batshit crazy.
So y'all, Laura lives in Florida, sponging off her son Liam, and they're playing bingo. We've said before, y'all, Laura's a grifter. She's a con artist.
She's a con
She's
artist.
just going to get money wherever she can. She lives off, like Blanche Dubois, I live off the kindness of strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And then but unlike Blanche Dubois, she's not Southern and can't be like a drag queen.
No, she's not.
She's not interesting.
So she's moving to Tunisia because she's in love with Aladdin, who is very hot, very
29.
handsome. 29.
With a very, very low hairline.
Yeah.
Very Eddie Munster hairline.
Yeah, he's 20.
I'd still fuck him 8 ways till Sunday.
He's hot. He's a personal trainer. He has a beautiful smile. Doesn't have a huge dick, I don't think.
No.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He knows what to do.
Although he wouldn't last long.
No.
I'll tell you that. And he's probably bad at sex. We find out later he is.
With a woman. And we'll get to that.
I still think, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they were chit-chatting online.
For over a year.
And he asked her to come over.
So here's the deal, which kind of leads to even more to our Poodle and I's theory that we're going to get to later on in the season. He contacts her. He reaches out to her.
Right.
That he draws. So this is a little bit to me when I watch back on this. Yes, Laura is horrible, but also, as Poodle says, clearly this is transactional.
Oh, very much
for both
so.
of them, and I just don't think Aladdin knew he was getting into this much crazy.
He didn't. He wanted a wife because that would give him. He wanted a wife.
Societal
he
validation.
Doesn't necessarily want children because, look, she's 51 years old.
Yeah.
So
he just wants the validation
he
of
wants
I have
being
a
a
wife.
married, and so I took from that he needs to be married because he's got other fears to be found out.
Y'all, I dated Lacey for 2 years in high school for one reason.
You liked her perfume?
2 reasons.
Anyway, so you guys, we do find out just a backstory about Laura's first husband. Well, this just tells you, y'all, don't fuck with Laura. She's always got a scam going on. She's
not
always got something going on.
Her brain works odd. Like in some ways, she's totally an idiot and just stupid. But in other ways, she can be cunning.
I think that's an act. I think that
you think stupid's an act.
Uh-huh.
I think it is too.
I
now
think
that you said
it's an act. She's shrewd. Laura is, and when especially on camera, she's trying to be the damsel in distress that needs to be rescued. Because that suits her.
When she's actually fucking Maleficent.
Laura is a con artist. Laura is only showing you what she needs to get something out of you.
Yes.
She's a con artist with her fucking son.
She is.
Yeah.
She plays her son.
She gaslights her son.
She does.
Y'all, I will say, I see through this shit, and people feel sorry for Laura being stuck in, like, Ecuador, and y'all, Laura's a con artist.
She is.
She's awful.
She's a con artist.
She's only going to use you for how far you will get her.
Yep.
So
hot potato, drop potato.
She is.
So yeah, she was married for 8 years.
Yeah,
and she had ideas that her husband was unfaithful because she saw some dating websites on his email that he left open.
And
so
instead of confronting him, I kind of respect it.
I do too.
She catfished him with pictures of another woman and said, "Oh, I love a bald man."
And then Laura, he came to her and said, "Honey, will you shave my head?"
She's like, and that's when I knew my marriage was over.
And you know what?
I won.
I would do that too.
I would too.
That was respect.
Yep. I don't say I don't respect Laura.
Y'all,
I respect her.
Come at us in our Facebook group, the Sissy Squad. If you've got a good story of how you caught your husband, come at us.
So you
maybe
guys,
change the names.
Yeah, good idea. So Liam, her son, basically who she's living with, basically is not supportive at all. He says, you don't know him. I'm not coming over there. Flights are too expensive.
Yeah. Also, too, it's probably hard for him to fit in a plane. He's like Andre the Little Giant.
He is tall.
He's tall, but there's something the way that he looks just seems like Andre the Giant. Like he's got like that pituitary gland or something that doesn't stop growing.
Yeah. And there is a strange look to him.
And we normally don't talk about the way people look, but y'all, Liam's kind of gross too. You're going to see in this season.
He's terrible.
You feel for him because he grew up with Laura as a mother, so I can't imagine that trauma.
He's terrible to her. However, she has sown all of that.
He is terrible to her. It is all her karma. You are right.
Yeah. I mean, quite frankly, the victim in all of this is Aladdin.
In a way.
However, he behaves terribly as well. So they all kind of get their just desserts at the end. Not to kind of read this.
This is one of those movies, kind of like Death Becomes Her that we just watched, where people get their comeuppance in what they deserved.
But this is a lot less funny.
Lot less funny.
And they're a lot less beautiful women,
and the people aren't as pretty,
and less drag queen camp lines.
Yes, exactly. But because Aladdin, he has this idea. Oh, honey, you come over here. If your son wants to live with us, that's fine. Yeah, it's like he thinks that like he can make this perfect.
And
family.
Now I'm straight.
And now I love vagina. And now, I love munching on
now
boxes.
I don't have to troll back alleys for dick.
Yeah, now I get off the grinder. No more Grinder,
No
honey.
more Grinder. No more Grinder for Aladdin.
No. No, I love that pussy. Manja.
I'm imagining Grinder now. There's just the Qatari version.
Like Tunisian version of dick.
Oh, God. And
come at us if you've been on Grinder.
Grinder. See you on Grinder. Anyway, so she's faking an emotional fit when she's about to leave her son.
She's like, "Oh, we gotta go,"
yeah,
and then
he can't even be bothered.
Something happens that upsets me to no end when people park their car in fucking grass. Why is her car? There's a driveway right there.
That grass is going to die in a week.
If it rains in Florida, when it rains, you're going to leave tire tracks.
Yep.
Why would you park your car
I don't know
there?
why people do
She's
that.
renting and she has no care for this property.
I don't think she's ever had any care for anything.
It's upsetting.
Laura's a bad person.
Laura's a bad person.
Rarely am I going to make a judgment. I don't think anyone in this season is a bad person. Well, Paul's more of a loser than a bad person.
Yes.
Laura's a bad person. She's a bad person. she's a bad person.
She's not good.
Was she a big fat person? I was fat. John Cusack and
that's a good
In and
watch
Out.
along too. I love
It is.
that movie.
That's a great idea.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Anyway, y'all, we're still doing those watch-alongs on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. You can come and be about a movie that you want to do. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
But you can
give me suggestions.
Yes, and that's in the Facebook group in the Sissy Squad.
It's sweet that you give me suggestions, too.
It's true. Y'all, and Poodle says, we're having a lot of fun in there.
We're having a lot of fun on the Sissy Squad.
We've got Jackie Weissman's our moderator in that. Also, if you ever get a message of cease and desist from Andrea or Chris Sanchez, they're moderators too, so listen to that shit.
Yeah, some bitch came at one of our moderators and said, "Who are you?" And and Chris went, "I'm a moderator." Bull bitch.
She was like, she laid it down. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but you know what? Then the sissy was like, okay, and we moved on. That's the deal. Okay, let's do our Patreon, y'all. If you're listening to the free show, we don't do sissy shout outs. We do our Patreon props.
Patreon props
for this.
What are we on now?
We are on G and H.
Are we certain that's correct?
Maybe that's what we have. We can't do Megan G and we can't do Jennifer Morris Hawks.
Okay.
So
glad we just read out some names there.
So we have to do G and H. Did you pull it up? I pulled it up.
Yes.
Also, while Poodle's looking at, y'all can go to the website 90daygays.com, y'all. You can find all of our other shows there. You can find merch. We have our shirt. Everything. I think the 35% off is that they're doing site-wide is going to end on June 1st. So if you have been thinking about something, now's the time, sugar, because that shit is going away. Also,
here, show me yours. My Patreon's fucked up on my phone. Wow. Show me.
I'm glad.
It like logged out somehow.
Do you want G or H?
I'll take G.
Great.
Ever since I was a lowercase G and down with my big G. Girls, let me get my money. $100 bills, y'all. If you were from where I'm from, then you would know. If you're gonna get yours in a big black truck, I can get mine in a 6-go.
So do you pick your G? Y'all, so you can get our other shows. Some of you have come in and said that you are listening to old episodes of Dear Maddie. That's awesome. The coma stories of Poodles on there. There's an interview I have with myself and Jackie Weissman when we actually first met, our moderator. So that's a good episode. You can check out that. Some of you are also diving into Sweet Tea. You're catching up on Southern Charm. We think there's going to be one more season. Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
But you can catch up now on that. And
who did you say we couldn't do?
Megan G.
Okay.
And then there's also River Males and what is that other one we did? Oh, Sabrina, Bitch Crap, which you still need to catch up on. So y'all, you can check out all that stuff there. We're going to be doing.
Okay, I've got mine.
We're going to be also dropping Labor of Love. Will be dropping on Friday or hopefully Friday or Saturday.
The final of our free episodes, and everything else is going to go into Patreon.
Labor of Love. That's normally at our $5 tier on the Patreon.
I will say, I listened to our episode of that. It was a good episode.
It was a fun
time.
Y'all,
I'm kind of appalled by this show. He likes it more than I do. I'm pretty appalled.
I just am glad that we got to sing a Celine Dion song for the theme song.
It's true.
So that's going to be dropping. The way that Labor of Love will be, this next episode will be for everyone on the regular podcast. But then after that, it's going behind the $5 Patreon wall. So be sure to do that.
Should we go to Patreon props?
Patreon props. G.
My Patreon prop goes out to Claudia Gibson.
Oh, God.
Claudia Gibson. She lives in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And that is there's nothing she likes more that the true spirit of Idaho.
Wait, well, how do you spell Coeur d'Alene?
COEURD'Alene.
Okay.
Coeur d'Alene, heart of Aline. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Okay.
I may be a little wrong about. Maybe it's ALINE. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I won Geography B, y'all. This bitch knows. She lives in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. 2 things she loves that Idaho loves: potatoes and militias.
Oh.
She likes her long guns, y'all. She likes to get out there, and you know what her favorite thing to do is? Shoot potatoes.
My friend Lori Keaton's dad had a potato gun.
This is not yours.
Okay.
Private John Prop.
His name was Michael Keaton, but he wasn't famous.
So, y'all, Claudia gets out there. She's wearing her fatigues. You know, don't pay taxes. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So she's kind of in there with her bunker and her family, and they're just shooting at potatoes. The weird thing that happens is sometimes she has her husband dress up like a potato, and he just runs around and she takes shots at him.
Oh.
Yeah. And then afterwards, they've had that kinky sex. He keeps the potato costume on him, and fucks her 8 ways till Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the whole time she's going bang, 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 bang.
Wow.
Yeah, that one was a little weird. That's your Patreon prop, Claudia.
Wow.
What's Claudia's last name?
Gibson. Claudia Gibson.
2 things. Remember about Idaho, y'all. Potatoes, militias.
Y'all.
Coeur d'Alene.
It's interesting that you brought up a town because Jesus. Y'all.
I don't know why I think militias in Idaho are funny, because they're not. They're really not, y'all.
Y'all, our next Patreon prop goes to Morris High.
Okay.
Morris High.
Their
last name is High. Their first name rhymes with Morris.
Okay. Like Doris. Sorry.
Yes.
I want to know what it was.
Y'all, Morris High, speaking of towns, she's from a town in Indiana.
Oh.
Called Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, Indiana.
She is from Santa Claus, Indiana. Born and raised. Here's the deal. Y'all, she's a goth chick and she fucking hates Christmas. And
that's rough.
I mean, she can't get out of that town because she owes Santa Claus back taxes, so she can't move. So
Claudia doesn't pay taxes. That's why she's in a militia.
Exactly. So Morris, she's lived in this town for years. I mean, her whole life. I mean, they celebrate Christmas the whole fucking year.
That sounds miserable.
And she finally realized the best way to do this was to start a coven.
Okay.
So she started a coven in the town of Santa Claus, and they don't do spells. Instead, they just egg people's houses. That's her type of witchcraft. Her mother, who loves Jesus.
I don't think that's really witchcraft.
Yeah, but that's what she read in a Witchcraft for Dummies book.
Okay, yeah.
She said, if you don't really know how to do a spell, just egg them.
I get it.
Because chickens apparently are sacred. So they think they're blessing the house. But
whatever you say.
Whatever she says. Also, y'all, Morris, she is when they have the big town square of Santa Claus, they have Santa Claus, and then they also have the manger, the nativity scene. She always puts a dildo in the manger with Jesus and gets in trouble. The thing is, she thinks this year no one's gonna know it's me. They always know it's Morris. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she usually has to spend a night in Santa Claus jail for one night, which is decorated like the North Pole, which just makes her mad.
Santa Claus jail.
Pray for Morris. She's having a hard time in Santa Claus.
It's tough being a goth girl in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That's a good merch shirt.
Anyway, y'all, so that's her Patreon
That's our Patreon props, y'all.
Y'all, that's the show. This
was a good episode.
This was a fun episode. We really like watching The Other Way. There's
a lot to talk about.
This season is going to be good. It already is.
There's a lot to talk about. We haven't even seen Jihoon and Devin, y'all.
Oh.
And there's a whole podcast to be done there.
But you know who we're singing next week?
Who?
Laura's favorite friend.
The purple friend.
No.
Oh.
You didn't see what's coming up next week.
No.
what's his name? Ludwig?
Ludwig!
Ludwig. Next week we're seeing Ludwig.
And they're going to make that grilled cheese, y'all.
Yeah.
The grilled cheese I had 1,000 fits about on our regular podcast.
So that's next week, y'all. I'm just going to give you 20 minutes just to
I need
get
to
it all
talk about that
out.
grilled cheese.
Just to get it all out. So y'all got something to look forward to. We call these people lonely hearts because they're fucking lonely, fantastical, pathetic, lonely hearts. Right, Poodle?
Yes. And if you are a 33-year-old man and you are terrified of vaccinations and you need your mommy to hold your hand, call us.